Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome to Simpocalypse. Just went live in early access moments ago. This is from Gamex Games. It is an idle clicker with a very deep strategy element to it. There are so many more options to this game than what you get in virtually any other idle game, which actually makes it quite playable compared to a lot of idle games. I have no problem sitting on my phone for a while and playing an idle clicker here and there and doing little bits, but they do get boring before too long. This one has a much deeper strategy element to it that does give it a replayability that other games can't compete with. But you didn't come to hear me talk about the game, you came to see the game, so let's do that. The world as you knew it is gone. Human greed inevitably led to a nuclear war. If not by the blast, nuclear radiation killed most of the population. After 10 years, radiation settled down enough for small groups of survivors to start coming out of their nuclear shelters. You were the leader of one of them. Everything is ruined, resources seem gone, but this must not be our end. Explore and establish your settlement to survive. Good luck. Okay, you choose what continent you're going to start on. Let's go ahead and pick Asia. 30% citizen gain. I will kind of gloss over the tutorial, but there is a tutorial for this one. It doesn't take much to explain, but it's nice that it has it. So we want to assign some explorers. We'll get 5 on that task. And then now we need to assign scavengers. You can see we're using 5 citizens for each of these. We have just 15 citizens to start out. So we're already using all of them just in this initial start to that. So we have food, we have water, and we have wood for building. And that's those primaries. Now there is still one more portion to complete our first mission. So we want to use that bottom left corner to track our missions in this as we play. And that brings us into our second one. Place to call home. So we need to do research. Yes, research is part of this. Let's see, here is our research gain over time. And we're going to build houses. I can tell you we're going to need a few, so we'll get started on that right away. Okay, there is our first house. Check our next objective. We need to build 5 more houses. That's 6 in all. But we're also going to need to use some citizens to gather wood and water. Focus on both of those at the same time. Okay, that'll give us 6 in all. It's from those houses. Each house adds 5 to your max population. So that's the one here on the right. On the left is our current population, meaning we are not maxed out. But as our explorers search, and as we grow and expand, more and more people will come and join the colony. Okay. 5 more houses and scavenge water are the 2 tasks we need. Also, I'm going to go ahead and speed the gameplay up. You can see there's a little bit of hurry up and wait if you don't immediately get on top of these things, and that's a good reason to play the game a little faster. I have played it through a few times to get used to it before doing this video. Go ahead and bring all of those up to 5 now. What is our current objective? Grow the population to 50. So for one thing, that means we need to increase the max. I'm going to go ahead and increase the max further than 50. We will certainly need the space, and we're going to need the people. So start adding more people. So far, the explorers have explored 1% of our current region. We have 1,500 food. We are gaining 1.6 per second, and we have 5 scavengers who gather 5 wood per second. From what's been discovered, we have 2,000 available within the area. And then this works the same for water, for food. This one can definitely have a negative balance, so we got to keep an eye. Both the food and water can have a negative balance, so we want to keep up on those. And we're going to put these all up to 10 for now as we get that chance. We still only have 31 people, so we're a bit short of where we want to be right now. There's kind of your ticking feeder of information. So our explorers are finding resources that need to be scavenged, so they're not automatically scavenged, and that's what the scavengers are out doing. But then we're attracting more people, and that's got us up to 37 now. And this is always a good way to keep track of how many idle citizens you have. And like I said, we're going to bring these all up to 10 while I get the chance. We are going 2 times speed. That's your only 2 choices though, 1x, 2x. I do like having that option. It'd be nice if there were more options on speeding things up. But as an idle clicker, you can only do so much speeding up of a game before you kind of lose what the game is about. So I do understand the mechanic and why it's the way it is. But our need to get to 50 citizens, we are approaching that mark pretty soon. Now the other piece, we'll talk about this now while we're waiting for that next phase. Yes, this is the water that we can scavenge. Yes, this is how much we have and our current gain, which is a positive balance. But you can also see we found 13 natural water resources. As we do some more research, that creates a limitation in how much 13 are available of 13 that we have found. That is mission 3 behind us. Now we're going to look into mission 4, building the basics of a sustainable city. Speaking of, there is setting up a renewable water resource. It's going to take a manual pump. Back to resources, and let's go ahead and build that first manual pump. Let's also check in on our current objectives. Okay, setting up an individual one, assigning citizens to it, farming the same way, and growing a planted forest. Let's go ahead and do the research on the farm piece while we're at it. Back to the resources. Okay, we've assigned somebody there. So that's 1 natural pump, which takes 1 worker, 1 citizen to work that, and then we gain 2 per second. The farm is now available to us as well. You can see it. 1 is queued up. It's building. It'll be done in 15 seconds. And they are assigned. So what's missing? Grow a planted forest. Alright, that's the next one in the research tree. And it'll do the same thing for us here. While we're at it, let's go ahead and add it to each of those. Quite a few idle people at the moment. Alright, so now we're no longer fully reliant on just finding and collecting resources. Now we can get on to renewable resources. Assign at least 10 builders is our next task. That's a public job. They're going to allow us to build much quicker. Max out each of those, and what's left? Build at least 20 houses total. Okay, back into the public buildings. We have 13 right now. Go ahead and queue up all 7 of those that we need. And then we will focus on this screen for a little bit. I still have 24 idle, so I'm going to bring these all up a little bit higher. And build into each of these, bringing them all to 3. Mission 5 completed. Alright, so we're going to unlock a couple more features as we go along, which is nice. Stop surviving, begin thriving, build a mining plant. So we have these settings on build amounts and assign amounts. I like the max one on the assign because it fills up right away. But then that jumps into like the scavengers and your explorers and interferes a little bit. 1 click would have maxed out all of that. So I get why it's there, and I do like that, but Later on, it makes more sense. Early on, I do like micromanaging this. Okay, build a mining plant, and then a school, and then a hospital to get through this mission. So the mining plant is here. Okay, we do not have 100 citizens total yet, but we will in just a moment. Let's just go ahead and wait for that. Okay, we do have that now. If I reopen this, it should be available, and it is. Okay, we'll get that built. The mining plant's going to start with stone. Go ahead and queue up the next of each of these as well. Exploration now at 8% locally. Alright, on to our next piece of research. That is school. But we need 200 total citizens. We are nowhere near. We're going to need a lot of houses. And the automated pump. Let's go ahead and queue up the houses first. Queue up 20, double what we have. That'll put us over 200. Get these assigned. Okay, we do have a negative balance on the water, so let's keep going. Queue up 4 more, double that. Let's also queue up 1 more here, and 1 there. Now we have some research to do to get to the school. Automated pump. Automated pump right there. So, as you can see, take a second, back off. It is easy to back off and just kind of do things one by one by one. You don't have to rush through. You can do the one-time speed. You could focus on one element, especially if you like the relaxation of an idle game. Right now, I want to show you more. And as you can see, you can play quicker. It is possible. I'm going to go ahead and build our first automated pump, even though it is not actually available to us just yet. How's the houses going? 215. We're up to 150. We still need to get to the 200. We're going to need a school as well, so that's going to involve some research. Let's look into that one. That's the 200. But then we also want to build a hospital that we need 500 for. There were a couple things here I think we needed for the mining plant, thermal plant. Let's see, maybe not just the... There will be additional research. I know that's coming. Okay, still have a negative balance. Keep building. We have 81 idle. That's a lot. Let's push these all up to 15 then. Still negative balance. I'm not a fan of a negative balance. Don't want to lose people. Okay, we're closing in on 200. Let's also build next wave of houses. Bring that up to 50. Also add a handful more builders. Now at 190. Still a negative balance, but the automated pumps are going to help. Bring this to 15. I think that's where I'll kind of top that off and stay at. Okay, over 200. Back to research. School. Got it. Build a school. That'll be ready in 1 minute. Public jobs. No, nothing new there. Okay. Max these all out. You can see we barely have any water. It's almost to neutral now. But we keep adding more people. Going to put more into this. There is 30,000 out there that we can scavenge. Positive balance. School is probably done. It is. So public jobs. I do remember from looking earlier, it was 10 teachers we needed. Okay, we want to upgrade the mining plant to mine iron and then build a hospital. Okay, research. There was more research to do. You need a thermal plant first. That is the thermal plant, I thought. Oh, there's the thermal plant. Okay, we'll build that. We're also going to upgrade that. Next up is the hospital. Checking back in. We need 500 total citizens. Houses. We need essentially double what we have right now. Okay, 50 queued up. That'll bring us up to that 500. We have a lot that are idle. So let's work on this a little bit. Bring these all up significantly higher than they were. Okay, so we'll bring these to 10, 10, and 20. Also get another one started here. We have people to put to work in the thermal plant. That does get the automated pump started. It was thermal energy we needed. All the other projects are getting blocked by houses. They do one at a time, so having a lot of builders is actually very important. Houses are done. We have 100. 500 capacity, we're up to 350. Everything's caught up, and we're going to hit that 500 pretty quick at the rate we're going. Let's go ahead and add some more explorers. Food balance is okay, but it's not great. Let's go ahead and add a couple more there. And let's see, it's just the build a hospital. Growing much faster than before. No build projects. I can tell you we are going to need another school eventually. Let's go ahead and take care of that. I definitely need some more houses. We'll get the next 10. A lot of idle people. Put 10 more to work. Okay, there we go. 500. Hospital. Earthquake! Earthquake with a Richter scale of 4.1 was just detected. Everybody felt it. Maintenance dropped by 12% and some buildings were potentially destroyed. Small chance. One manual pump was destroyed. One worker was killed. Place that pump we lost. Grow your population to 1,000 citizens. Okay, we're seeing a little less efficiency in some of these buildings right now. Okay, we're back to efficient. I think that's the repair part. Okay, next up, 1,000 citizens. Oh, this is what's using so much. There it is. Okay, that took care of our problem. Back up and running now. Water is now at a deficit as we added more citizens. We're going to need to take care of that as well. Okay, we're not making enough here either, so we're going to have to add to that, but that means we're going to need a lot more wood. These manual pumps might be a little easier to use. So you can definitely see you need to keep up. You need to manage your resources. A lot of these things are dependent upon one another. And so maintaining a balance is a nice element to this game that a lot of idle clickers don't have. It's always just gain, gain, gain. The only difference being how quickly do you gain. Not the case here. There is give and take. That give and take makes a big difference. Let's see, we're at minus 20 here. So we're going to need to apply... There we go. We don't necessarily need all of them. We just need to keep a positive balance for now. Made it a little higher. There we go. Still positive here. All right. Everything's good. Efficiency back up. Okay, target was 1,000. Jobs, teachers, we got them. Doctors, we need them. There we go. Add a few more workers for now. Okay, that puts us at a 700. Won't build too fast here. We gotta make sure we're keeping up with things. Alright, those are all up. They're all in good shape. Still doing okay here. We're halfway through exploring this area. We'll just put a few more explorers in. So to sustain the population, again, build things up. They're building a lot faster than before, so it's actually not as hard to try to keep up with it. And maybe it's also time to use the max settings like that. Okay, gaining, but not by much. Put in 5 more. Uses more water. That's kind of the big thing you need to watch out for, is what is it subtracting? There's that max. Add all 10 at once. Still 273 idle. And the balances are good across the board, so that means we can handle 10 houses is 50. So I've been trying to do about 10 houses at a time. Okay, and that should be 30 more. That'll push us right to that magic number we needed. And we'll have to watch. These are going to definitely drop down. Water's kind of that first one you need. And there it is. We've hit 1,000. Mission 7 is complete. Hell of a leader. Now have over 1,000 citizens, which means you are now a leader of a small city. And that's exactly what I was talking about. Build more houses while collecting enough food and water. Mission 8 is to secure your borders and build a war factory, so you start preparing for the other factions left on the planet. We're not going to get to that, though. That is our introduction to this game. Combat does bring in whole new elements, but it looks like we're also about to hit some seasonal changes. Interesting. Let's go ahead and pause there. So we hit May, year 2000. Apparently this was a post-apocalyptic, but it was back in time a little bit. That next set of objectives, war factory, tank parts, we had already found those. Produce 5 tanks, assign policemen, and fully explore our first territory, the one we are in now. It's at 71%. It'll be done relatively soon. But there you have it. That is this game. That's Simpocalypse. It is now available in early access on Steam. Check it out. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. And thanks to the Gamex Games studio for reaching out to me on this one. I did enjoy it. Everybody, bye for now.